Well, journalist and author Afshin Rattansi joins me live now from London to discuss the consequences of Osama bin Laden's demise. Good to see you there, Afshin, in London. Now, the United States hailed bin Laden's death as a major victory. Do you think, as we are hearing today on RT, that the US could actually build on this by staying longer in Afghanistan and perhaps even continuing the drone strikes in Pakistan, despite the fact they are pledging to withdraw from Afghanistan?
I think the drone strikes will certainly continue, but it's all about incentives. There were once incentives for the US's spy agencies to back bin Laden. Now, what are the incentives for all those K Street lobbyists in Washington? Well, congressmen and women certainly don't want an increase in spending on Afghanistan and let alone Iraq. And so I would think that they are going to start to pull back. And some people are already saying that the timing of this announcement, as it were, of the killing of bin Laden by the Nobel Peace Prize winner himself, the timing is related to financial and political reasons, and this could be used as an excuse, and certainly Congress would like that, of a pulling back and a more isolationist policy. I think a lot of the world would hope that's the case. In Libya, of course, they're back to supporting some elements that are a bit like bin Laden.
What's this going to do then for Obama's political future? It's good news for him, surely.
I think certainly the poll ratings are beginning to show that. However, I should add that I worked on a stream of programming for an Arabic broadcaster that first interviewed Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, and some people are saying there are elements of intelligence that came from him. And apparently, according to him, the people that did 9/11 had asked for nuclear power stations to be attacked using aeroplanes as opposed to or added on to the Twin Towers. I think there's a lot of dangers ahead, and President Obama seemed to allude to that when he said the world is a safer place and now all embassies on the world are on heightened alert.
Can I quickly ask you about the latest news is that Obama has said that they are not going to release a photo of the dead bin Laden. A lot of speculation over whether they should or not. What do you think? Should they?
I think no wonder conspiracy theories all around the internet are arising, because there seems to be the usual fair degree of chaos around the National Security Agency, the CIA, and other intelligence institutions. After all, the story kept changing in the aftermath of the killing of bin Laden. They said they were discussing the release of the photograph. Now they're not. I think they're also looking to what happened with Saddam and other people all around the world that the United States has been assassinating for the past 100 years or so. So presumably they've got psychologists in saying this photo would become something that would heighten tension. I don't think tensions can be much higher. As people have said, the Arab Spring has overtaken Al-Qaeda, hopefully, and those who did support bin Laden and his Islamist stuff will certainly attack Western interests regardless of a photograph.
You mentioned Saddam Hussein. He was taken alive. Bin Laden wasn't. Why was he killed, do you think, and not put on trial?
Well, they, of course, killed Saddam's sons, but as has been said quite a bit, they obviously didn't want the embarrassing revelations of how the United States basically created bin Laden, as it's created so many Islamists, as it's funded so many Islamists around the world. What's so terrible is how the American population are being lied to about how that exactly went on. So when you saw those chants of USA around Ground Zero, I think very few people seemed to understand that bin Laden was a creation of America. And it's a very sad reflection on the U.S. education system.
Let me quickly and finally ask you about the implications this will have. The fact that bin Laden was found in Pakistani territory, and obviously in a strategically very important place. What does that do for relations between the U.S. and Pakistan now?
I think it's very interesting. I've talked to a lot of Pakistanis over the years. I think Pakistan has sometimes threatened the United States with a rapprochement with China. We must remember Pakistan has nuclear weapons, and I think that will be the decisive element here as to the U.S.-Pakistani relationship, because there's no doubt that all around the world people are saying Pakistan knew about where bin Laden was.
I do have just time for one quick reaction from you concerning retaliation. Many people saying this is going to make the world a safer place. What does this mean, the implications of the death of bin Laden now? What are we going to see in the future?
Assassinations, as we've known, usually don't make the world a safer place. I think we do have to be on guard, but we mustn't allow the United States, which after all created this Al-Qaeda operation through its foreign policies, to make it even less safer place. because of what happened. As Iran said, you know, this alien forces in Iraq, in Afghanistan, all around the world, that is what makes the world less stable. And let's hope Washington, it's a forlorn hope probably, realize that a more isolationist policy would be better for all of us.
Always interesting to hear what you have to say. Thanks for your time. Afshin Rattansi joining me live in London. Thanks.